High blood pressure after 50 is rarely about one dramatic problem. It is almost always the result of a dozen small habits that add up day after day. The encouraging part is that the same principle works in your favor. A dozen small fixes can bring numbers down in a way that feels steady and realistic. This episode is a calm walk through everyday patterns that quietly push blood pressure up, paired with practical moves that make your numbers easier to live with. No scary language, no impossible rules, just simple choices that work in a normal life. Let's start with salt, because it shows up everywhere even when you're not holding a shaker. Your body needs some sodium to function, but after 50, the balance becomes touchier. Sodium draws water into the bloodstream and increases the volume your heart has to move. Restaurant meals, canned soups, pickles, deli meats, sauces, and snack foods can easily push you past what your vessels enjoy. A realistic fix is not zero salt. It is smarter flavor. Use lemon, vinegar, herbs, garlic, onion, smoked paprika, cumin, and pepper to wake up food. When buying packaged items, glance at the label and choose versions with less sodium per serving. Over a week, those little switches lower the tide. Hidden salt is a cousin problem. Even foods that do not taste salty, breakfast cereals, bread, bottled dressings, and some plant-based snacks, can deliver a quiet dose that compounds. One helpful habit is to compare brands once and then stick with the better choice so you never have to think about it again. Keep low-sodium broth in the pantry, rinse canned beans, and taste your food before salting. In restaurants, ask for sauces on the side and try a squeeze of lemon before you reach for the shaker. You still get flavor. You simply stop paying for it with higher pressure. Potassium rarely gets the spotlight, but it is the natural counterweight to sodium. Potassium helps relax blood vessels and supports healthy electrical rhythms. Many people eat too little of it because the day is light on vegetables and fruits. Bring it back with beans and lentils, leafy greens, tomatoes, potatoes, bananas, oranges, yogurt, and salmon. You do not need a spreadsheet. You need a plate that looks like a produce section with a source of protein sitting calmly in the corner. Sugar spikes do their own kind of mischief. When blood sugar jumps, insulin jumps with it, and over time that dance increases triglycerides, encourages belly fat, and tightens the whole system. Refined grains behave like sugar once digested, so a breakfast pastry and a white bread sandwich become a two-act play your vessels do not enjoy. Swap to oats, dense whole grain bread, barley, quinoa, and brown rice. Pair carbohydrates with fiber, protein, and healthy fats so the ride is smooth rather than jerky. An apple with almonds will always treat your numbers more kindly than a soda with chips. Alcohol deserves an honest moment. A small glass here and there can fit, but nightly becomes a quiet habit that raises blood pressure and disturbs sleep. After 50, your body processes alcohol more slowly, so the impact lasts longer. If you drink, keep it modest and not every day, and always with food. Many people notice that a 2-week break improves morning numbers and sleep quality enough to make a new routine feel obvious. Caffeine is not the villain it is sometimes made out to be, but the timing and volume matter. A large, sweet coffee late in the afternoon can raise pressure now and steal sleep later, which nudges pressure higher again the next day. Keep coffee earlier, keep it simple, and sip water alongside it. If you enjoy tea in the evening, choose herbal blends and let that cup be your body's lights down signal. Chronic stress is like a stuck accelerator. When the nervous system lives in alert mode, blood vessels constrict and the heart idles high. You cannot remove life's responsibilities, but you can install tiny breaks that you can tap all day. Slow breathing, 4 seconds in through the nose, 6 seconds out through the mouth, tells your system that the coast is clear. A 5-minute walk between tasks, a short stretch before you open messages, and a calm, lights down hour before bed give your vessels daily chances to relax. Sleep is the quiet medicine most people underestimate. During deep sleep, hormones rebalance and the cardiovascular system gets to idle. If sleep is messy, pressure often runs higher. Create a repeatable night routine. Dim lights an hour before bed, park your phone in another room, and keep the bedroom cool and dark. If your partner says you snore loudly or pause in your breathing, ask your clinician about screening for sleep apnea. Treating it can help energy, mood, and blood pressure at the same time. Pain relievers from the medicine cabinet can surprise you. Frequent use of certain anti-inflammatory pills can nudge pressure upward and add stress to the kidneys. They have their place, but they are not harmless mints. If you rely on them often, talk with your clinician about safer long-term strategies for pain and inflammation. Sometimes a better sleep plan, regular movement, or a different medication plan reduces the need for pills that push numbers the wrong way. Cold medicines and decongestant sprays deserve caution too. They often contain stimulants that narrow blood vessels. If a label says for sinus or for colds, check the fine print and choose versions labeled as pressure-friendly when possible. Hydration, rest, saline sprays, and steam are slower, but they treat you more gently. When in doubt, ask a pharmacist to help you choose. Movement is more than a step count. It is a way to reshape how your vessels behave. Brisk walking increases nitric oxide, a natural signal that tells vessels to relax. You do not need a medal. You need momentum. 10 minutes after breakfast and 10 after dinner, move numbers in the right direction. On some days, add a few short bursts of a faster pace. On other days, keep it steady and simply show up. The vessels prefer reliability to drama. Strength training adds a second lever. Muscles that pull with confidence ask less of your heart for the same task, and they help with weight control in a quiet way. 2 or 3 short sessions a week using a chair, a wall, and a light resistance band are enough to begin. Sit to stands, wall push-ups, and rows create a triangle of support around the joints and the cardiovascular system. You will feel the difference first in how you climb stairs and carry groceries. The numbers often follow. Sedentary time is its own pressure. Long stretches in a chair make vessels sluggish, and the first few minutes after standing can feel like your whole body is creaking awake. Install friendly interruptions. Stand during phone calls. Do a lap around the room when you finish an email. Place a glass of water on the far counter so you have to get up to refill it. Tiny breaks turn a long day into a rhythm your vessels prefer. Dehydration thickens the blood slightly and can nudge pressure upward. The fix is simple and boring. Steady sips across the day. Keep a glass at your desk, another where you read, and a bottle in your bag. If plain water is tiresome, add citrus slices or a sprig of mint. Coffee and tea count in moderation. Alcohol does not. Smooth hydration supports smooth numbers. Body weight around the middle acts like a little belt tightening from the inside. Even a few pounds lost can improve morning readings and how medications work. Instead of chasing a big goal, design a plate you can live with. Vegetables take up half the space, protein a quarter, and whole grains or starchy vegetables the rest. Olive oil, nuts, and seeds add flavor and satisfaction. Finish most meals with fruit instead of dessert. You will not miss sweetness. You will enjoy steadier energy. Medication routines sometimes fall apart in the real world. Refills run out, schedules shift, side effects nudge timing later and later. If you use blood pressure medicine, take it at the same time each day as directed, and set one reminder you cannot ignore. If side effects bother you or readings stay high, bring a clear log to your clinician and ask about adjustments. The plan should serve your life, not the other way around. Speaking of logs, home readings are more useful than single office snapshots. A simple protocol works. Sit quietly for 5 minutes with feet on the floor, back supported, and arm resting at heart level. Avoid caffeine, exercise, and smoking for 30 minutes before. Use a validated upper arm cuff that fits your arm correctly. Take 2 readings a minute apart and record the average. Repeat on several mornings and evenings for a week before appointments. Trends tell the story better than one number ever will. Cuffs matter more than most people realize. A cuff that is too small can make readings look higher than they are. Too large can do the opposite. If you are between sizes, choose the larger cuff or look for a wide-range cuff. Bring your device to a clinic visit once a year to compare it with a professional machine. That quick check prevents months of chasing ghosts. Post-meal walks are a quiet superpower. A short, easy stroll after lunch or dinner smooths out sugar spikes and helps blood vessels relax. It is also a way to make social time part of your plan. A walk and talk with a friend replaces dessert and gives your nervous system a reason to settle. If the weather argues, walk indoors at a mall or do gentle steps in place by the counter. The direction matters more than the scenery. Restaurant meals can be proud moments rather than pressure traps. Order water first and let it arrive before decisions. Ask for sauces and dressings on the side. Choose grilled or baked over fried, and trade fries for extra vegetables. Split a rich dish or box half for tomorrow. You still enjoy the evening. You simply carry less pressure home. Grocery stores can be allies when you walk them with a plan. Shop the perimeter for produce, yogurt, eggs, fish, and lean meats. In the middle aisles, go straight for oats, beans, canned tomatoes, and low-sodium broth. Keep nuts and seeds in small jars so portions stay friendly. Put one new herb or spice in your cart every week, so flavor never depends on salt alone. Breakfast sets the tone. A pastry starts a sugar roller coaster. Oatmeal with walnuts and berries starts a calm river. Eggs with vegetables and a slice of whole grain toast work for many people, as does plain yogurt with fruit. If you prefer savory, try leftover roasted vegetables with beans and olive oil. You are not dieting, you are designing a steady morning. Lunch can be a large salad built around beans or grilled fish with olive oil and lemon. Whole grain bread can be part of the plate, but it is not the plate. Add herbs, toasted seeds, and a squeeze of citrus for brightness. If you need a snack later, choose something with protein and fiber, an apple with almonds or yogurt with a few walnuts. By dinner time, you will still be hungry, but not desperate. Dinner is the place for warmth. Roast a tray of vegetables, cook a grain like barley or brown rice, and add a protein you enjoy. Olive oil brings flavor without a salt avalanche. If a sweet ending is a habit, keep it small and pair it with protein so your night is calm. Herbal tea becomes the final full stop on the page, telling your body that the day is complete. Travel tries to knock routines off the table, but a little planning keeps them in reach. Pack a refillable bottle, a light resistance band, and a short list of friendly foods to look for: yogurt, fruit, salads with oil and vinegar, simple sandwiches on whole grain bread. Stand or walk every hour on long rides. When you arrive, take a 10-minute stroll before you collapse on the bed. The trip feels better, and so do your numbers. Seasonal changes require small adjustments. In winter, a warm shower or a heating pad before a walk loosens muscles and makes outdoor steps feel inviting. Indoor circuits in a hallway count just as much as park loops. In summer, go earlier, choose shade, and hydrate. The plan can bend for the weather without breaking your progress. If you smoke, the single best gift you can give your pressure, your vessels, and your future self is to make a plan to stop. Nicotine narrows vessels and keeps your system on alert. Help exists in many forms: counseling, medications, and support groups. Every smoke-free day teaches your vessels how to relax again. Mindset is not fluff, it is compliance fuel. Replace "I have to fix my pressure" with "I get to build a routine that lets me feel better in my own body." When you view choices as investments rather than punishments, the plan becomes easier to keep. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to be consistent. Consistency wins in biology far more often than intensity. If you enjoy data, keep it lightweight. A small notebook with 4 lines per day: walk, strength, sleep, meals, is plenty. Circle any day you felt particularly calm or energetic and look back at what you did. Those clues are personalized medicine. Use them to adjust your week rather than chasing someone else's perfect routine on the internet. If you prefer to avoid logging, design your environment instead. Put your shoes by the door, a glass by the sink, and your cuff where you sit in the morning. Keep vegetables washed and visible, nuts in small cups, and the salt shaker off the table. Your surroundings will do a quiet part of the work for you. On days when motivation hides, reduce the target. 5 minutes of walking, 1 gentle round of strength moves, and 3 long breaths still count. Starting is the winning move. The rest usually follows once the body is in motion. When the day ends, jot 1 line: "I showed up." That sentence has power. On days when energy is generous, you can do a little more without chasing exhaustion. Add a longer walk in a park, try a new spice in the kitchen, and invite a friend for a walk and talk. Your cardiovascular system loves the combined signals of movement, social connection, and enjoyable food. You get to feel good while doing what is good for you. If numbers stay high despite your best effort, bring your log and questions to your clinician. Ask about white coat effects, masked hypertension, medication timing, and whether other conditions or medications might be involved. Partnership beats guesswork. Adjustments are normal. What matters is momentum in the right direction. A sample day ties the ideas together. Breakfast with fiber and protein. Oatmeal with walnuts and berries. A 10-minute walk afterward. Lunch centered on vegetables and beans with olive oil and lemon. An afternoon glass of water and a short stretch. Dinner with roasted vegetables, brown rice, and salmon or chickpeas. A calm evening routine and lights down on time. Nothing dramatic, just a day that treats your vessels kindly. A 1-week rhythm keeps decisions light. 2 or 3 short strength sessions on non-consecutive days, a daily walk with a few faster minutes sprinkled in when you feel up to it, and a small Sunday prep session. Roast vegetables, cook a pot of beans, and wash greens. When your kitchen is ready, your week is already half done. Budget matters, and your blood pressure appreciates it when money stress is lower. Store-brand oats, beans, and olive oil are reliable. Frozen vegetables are often as nutritious as fresh and cost less. Cooking once and eating twice turns effort into a gift for tomorrow. Health and thrift can share a cart without argument. If you live with other people, invite them into the plan. A short walk after dinner becomes a time to catch up. A big salad in the middle of the table becomes a family habit. When the household cooperates, you do not have to be the lone champion of calm numbers. Culture beats willpower. Most myths do not survive contact with your own data. Sea salt versus table salt. Your vessels read both as sodium. Diet soda as a blood pressure solution. It may reduce sugar but can keep cravings alive and nudge you toward odd spikes. Supplements that promise miracles. Some have a place, but none replace sleep, movement, and a simple plate. Check claims against how you actually feel and what your cuff quietly reports. There's value in celebration. When you notice a week of steadier numbers, mark it. Cook a colorful meal. Call a friend or buy a new spice for the shelf. Brains remember wins better when you attach a little joy. Motivation is not a battery you charge once. It is a plant you water with small, satisfying moments. Finally, remember that your heart and vessels have served you for decades without a day off. They have carried groceries, grandchildren, hopes, and worries. Treat them the way you would treat a loyal friend who has walked beside you for years. Feed them kindly, let them rest, and give them regular, enjoyable work. Numbers respond to that kind of relationship. Slowly at first, then more obviously as the pattern takes hold. If headaches or dizziness appear when you stand quickly, slow the transition and give your body a beat to adjust. Sit at the edge of the chair, plant your feet, take one calm breath, and then rise. Blood pressure that runs high can still drop suddenly after meals or during medication changes. Pacing protects you while your plan settles in.